Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Shimi Podcast. So I'm here, your presenter, the best of the best. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
The people are ready.
The people voted.
Let us put our money to our mouths.
Who are the people? We don't know, but they voted and it was me. So I'm here with you, and to my right, in the right corner, weighing 85 kg, the man from Ikana East. It's Chanda.
What's up, guys? It has too many.
Booze from the production team.
Yeah.
Booze from the production. They don't believe you, man. They don't believe
I have a
you,
clean
man.
record. 0 losses, 0 fights.
Yeah, man.
Consistency.
Yeah. And in theme, on my left, we have an actual fighter. Not this rubbish you're talking about. An actual fighter. We have Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Waiter?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Do it better. Be like Bruce Buffer.
No, man.
Give something.
Boy, people who beat people, they be like, this is Sunday low.
No, you gotta hype them up, you know?
Yeah.
They live up for the hype. Isn't it like, you know?
Haven't you seen him just looking low key? He's got his cap on.
Yeah.
He's chilled.
Shit vibes.
But
Shit vibes.
one can finish you.
When-
Okay, finish you.
Welcome to the podcast, big man.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure to host.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Yeah, finally.
Hey. Did you hear that? Someone saying, finally, glad to be on the podcast.
Yeah, except Mapalo.
My production team, chile piribudashan.
Yeah.
Chile. What happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's it going, man? How's your day? By the way, if you watched our previous podcast, so we just talking nonsense about Valentine's Day. Today is Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Valentine's Day. So
What
done
happens
it.
on Valentine's?
what happens on Valentine's?
I don't know. We're here for a conversation. That's what's happening. Valentine's.
China didn't get no Valentine's. That's what that was.
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
As in-
I thought we agreed that Valentine is Satanism.
I mean, but guys, so I've asked what
For him,
we
it's even
find
longer.
the Satanists.
It's even
So
longer.
congratulations, you're not a Satanist. Yeah, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Maybe you got someone special
Mm-hmm.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
Waiting for you with a box of chocolates and nothing else on.
I'm chocolate myself.
Yeah.
I'm chocolate myself.
Okay.
But yeah, I do have someone special.
Yeah, nice. And moving into our segue, so how does she feel about what you do? By the way, Mr. Paul here is one of the founders, I believe, of the first organized MMA organization in Zambia, right?
How would you put it in your words?
How would you put it?
Okay,
How
one
would
of
you
the
put it?
pioneers, like the first
One of the
fighters.
pioneers, one of the first fighters.
The first fighters for the first MMA organized event in Zambia. I come from Kopala Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm one of the original warriors, one of the founding
Okay.
warriors. Yeah.
Okay.
We-
All right. Okay, so for those who don't know, Mr. Paul is going to explain a little bit for us, some of us who don't really know about MMA, what it's about. So we'll just ask you a few questions, Mr. Paul. So
Sure.
yeah, man, so MMA, mixed martial arts. Just what is mixed martial arts, man?
It's in the name. It's in the name. Mixed martial arts. It's I'd say it's the future of fighting or combat sports. You know, 'cause, it is the present and the future. It's long ago you would have people who are just traditional martial artists. It's either you're in karate, you're in taekwondo, you're in judo, aikido, hapkido, kung fu, boxing, fencing, all sorts of martial arts.
Mapala is also a trained specialist in playing with girls' feelings.
That's
He's
a special.
Yeah, that's a special one.
He's
Yeah,
a black belt.
yeah.
He's actually
yeah.
a black belt.
Yeah.
Black belt, yeah?
Yeah.
No, I am not. Don't let the audience.
Okay, yeah, I should learn such.
Yeah.
That's a very important skill you need to learn.
Undisputed.
Yeah, so with MMA, they would have these competitions between which style is better than the other. So you'd have maybe a boxer fighting a wrestler, a boxer fighting a karateka, fighting a judoka, a kickboxer, all of these things. And Bruce Lee is actually the forerunner of MMA.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
His art, which he created, Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist, is what led to a mix of arts.
Okay.
And,
A mix of different combat styles.
different combat styles. And so
Okay.
now people started saying that, okay, it is applicable. Where one art fails, the other picks up, like boxing is a mid-range to close combat. Taekwondo is a long-range combat. Taekwondo, karate, and this kickboxing.
Okay. Lots of kicks, eh?
Yeah, lots of head kicks.
Yeah.
And then you have you have Muay Thai, you have wrestling. These are very close, So you have to, if you're fighting against a kicker and you're just a boxer, it will be
you lose
you're
out.
disadvantaged due to the distance. And if you're if you come into contact with a wrestler, you're also disadvantaged, and the wrestler is also disadvantaged because they'll not strike and everything.
Okay.
So MMA, we get to mix all these arts.
So before we get into it, right? So it's a sport. It's a combat sport.
Yeah, it is.
Especially it's two guys in a ring.
Cage.
In a cage.
On a cage.
Even it's a cage. It's two guys in a cage and they are fighting. Fighting.
It's real.
Yeah,
This is the
really
real thing.
fighting. Yeah, really fighting. No gloves, man. No gloves. You're fighting. It's bone to bone, fist to fist. Bit violent, eh? Bit violent. How do you we have combat sports, taekwondo, boxing, but they never really seem as heavy hitting as MMA. MMA, man, you see people breaking bones, you see people
And that's
bloody
what
noses.
Mr. Paul
they lose
loves.
Teeth. They lose teeth. So how did you get into MMA, man? How did you? Because me just I've been in not many fights in my life, man.
Wow.
But why,
as long as
why-
you've been in fights.
That counts. Yeah, that counts.
hey,
Yeah.
man, but just when it just connects, man, you for a split second you're like, maybe I made a mistake
Yeah.
starting this fight. Just hit
Did you?
Just start here.
Does he look like someone
No.
who would not start?
No, listen. You can start a fight, but when just that one blow, I think you know it. When a good blow connects to your jaw somewhere here, you for
Everywhere
a
in
split second
general.
you're like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe
Get
this was
some
a
reality
mistake.
check.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like, maybe if I fall, maybe he'll leave me alone. Maybe I made a mistake.
Yeah.
So
You don't play when you fight.
Yeah.
It's real.
So-
No, you don't play boxing, you don't play MMA.
Yeah.
You can play chess.
yeah.
Yeah, girls is
Yeah.
but
This is
you
about-
you don't play with combat sports, especially boxing is boxing, but fighting as in where it is, MMA is actual fighting,
Yeah.
So
So how did you get into that? How did you get into that?
I used to do taekwondo. I still do. Yeah, I still do.
Okay.
Yeah, my first stand black belts in taekwondo.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I've come up well under guidance of my masters.
Yeah.
And
Just
sometimes-
here in Kitwe?
Yeah, Hank.
Okay.
And it's a thing.
Yeah.
For every reason, I don't know if, correct me if I'm wrong, for every artist in whatever is it, mixed martial arts or whatever, is it always like a sort of, what word can I use? It's a way of respect and honor, like you honor your masters wherever you go.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing, yeah?
Yeah, in martial arts, respect and honor and honesty and
Discipline.
humility, discipline, focus. These are things that you learn. You don't just respect your trainers, but you respect everybody else. And above all, respect yourself. Yeah, because it is respect for oneself that extends to other
And you
people.
respect your opponent as well.
Yeah,
You have to
because at
respect
the
your
end of it,
opponent.
it's done. We've hit each other. So what? You've won. I've won. Or you've lost. I've won.
Okay. So you have a
You don't take it outside there. You don't make it personal because it's
Yeah.
a sport.
Okay. So you have a background combat sports, obviously from when you were very young.
I started with Shotokan karate.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Okay.
I just did it for like 3 years. But
Yeah.
when I was in high school, I stopped. Yeah. stopped. Then stayed for a couple of years again. Then I met this Chinese guy. He used to stay at Sinazam Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Because I grew up in Nkana West, so Sinazam Hospital would go and play basketball there and chill, visit my friends. And then he saw me kicking, but I didn't know how. I wasn't very good at kicking. Sorry, I wasn't very good at kicking. And then he started teaching me the concepts of Jeet Kune Do and Wing Chun. And years later, I was 19. Yeah, 19, 20, somewhere there. And one of my brothers, he's my cousin, but brothers, told me, say, look, it's best you go into Taekwondo. You've got strong legs and your height is okay for Taekwondo. So I said, okay. But coming from a background of playing rugby, I had strong, big legs and everything, so I had struggled a little. So I went up and it was hard.
Because there's an aspect of flexibility in Taekwondo.
Yes, a lot. You have to be very flexible in Taekwondo. Yeah. So
It's okay, we understand.
no, but it comes. You don't have to, no. Some people are
had
blessed,
to, I
they're
had
born
to.
like that.
Yeah,
But,
you know, some people do Taekwondo, some people take shots.
How about the Taekwondo Shima you take,
Ooh,
man?
yeah, some Taekwondo beer.
you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I started. I was 20 actually. 20 somewhere there.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously that much. Spent like a couple months, stopped. Then I went back. That was in 2018. Then I said, okay, you know what? I don't want anyone messing with me.
So there was a cause.
Yeah.
So they
See,
getting into it.
We have
solo.
no.
Hey, all
He
that,
took her from me.
All that Disney and respect now. It's just like, hey.
You know, growing up in Kitwe, there's
You're
fights
growing up in
everywhere,
Kitwe.
you know, and I'm not a violent man, but I've grown up with people that are violent. So they gave
West side.
yeah. So I said, my friends would fight as a group. You go and lynch people or beat people, but then when you're alone, I'd always ask myself, what happens when you're alone? I have this guy's back when he starts a fight, and the other guys will join in,
Yeah.
help him and beat those guys up. But then when I'm alone, how will I protect myself
Okay.
against 3, 4, 5 people? So I had to take up the art.
Okay.
Yeah, but luckily, throughout my time when I started training, serious training, I didn't get any fights.
You get any fights?
No, all the
We
fights,
thank
all
God.
the fights ran away. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Wait,
fight.
They just knew.
They just knew.
No, I
That's
kept
not
it
a guy.
secret. I kept it secret for
They were just seeing the
For a
aura,
couple
man.
years.
They were seeing the,
Yeah,
they were seeing
the
aura,
energy.
the chi, man. They just get close to you. They're like, no.
But I don't think in Kitwe or in Copper Belt in general you have aura. Kukurone shafe iwe. You know, it doesn't even go far. The fight ends before it starts. That's how you remain
I
undisputed.
mean, but there's I don't know. But sometimes, you know, there's the type of guy you're just like,
yeah.
you're just like, should we try?
Copper Belt men in general. Straight up.
You just like, should we try?
You don't
Is he
try.
the best
Tabesha.
Yeah.
Tabesha. Yeah. Copper Belt guys, you know. We can give the kudos to other things, you know, but about Chintinya, but
Don't start
I
something
think
for nothing.
Kitwe in particular, people, I don't know, now it's different, but those that were born before me and, you know, my early childhood, there's no fear. No fear at all. So people are always aggressive here. They are ready to start anything anytime.
For no reason.
But then it's a frustration from the minds.
Yeah, same.
Fwe bakugire mu West nakuza kire. Senta munete rugby na mikora munetrena so kura muntu aza kubesha. Abatatu muifo kumkwata. But thanks to the art, I never indulged in in street fights, but I did have a few bar fights growing up. But when I started growing in the arts, I went from white belt. I skipped the belt. I went to green, and I skipped another belt. Actually, 2. I went to red. Then from red, I went to black. Ever throughout that time, I think I only had one fight per se. Yeah, that was 2021. That was the only fight I've ever had outside the cage, outside the mat. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a fight. I was just helping my brother.
Would you believe he's still watching? He's like, he'd be watching and be like, I'm going guys. My dad is going.
Podcast. It's like what's
You know?
It's risky.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
people who are not trained who get excited about fighting in a club. You've never taken a hit, so you don't know what it does. Yeah, so even that night, it was because they ganged up on my friend. Yeah, Rich and I, we were at Club Amani, and these two guys. Drinking the Jaeger.
He had to be specific. Yeah.
So,
Getting some Jaeger, yeah.
and then I turned and I saw two guys, actually three of them, they backed him against the wall and he's trying to fight back. So I was like, I don't need to start asking, come on guys, why? And then he hits me, so then, okay.
Okay.
Then I know that.
I guess now, why here now?
I think he told him, hold my cup for me. Hold my cup.
Just like
Hold my cup.
Yeah, but when you train, you don't get to fight in streets. You don't get to fight with people that are not trained because you have something that they don't have. And not just that, you also don't know who they are or what they can have on them.
I learned that the hard way. That one I agree with. It's something that we were having a conversation, I think, with one of my colleagues in Osaka, and they said, the more ngamwaisa down kuwomfya mano amakani kumushi. So he was telling me like, don't come with your cover belt nonsense here. Here, if some people's children, they just give one phone call.
Yeah, and then
you're done.
Yeah, so you don't.
Like you are done. There's no need even to go around. So you not only I totally agree with him when he said there's a thin line between you being a weapon itself. You carry a weapon. So you've got the skill and everything. You become the weapon.
Yeah.
And then also you don't go around brandishing it or anything like that. So there's that distinction that I totally agree with him.
Okay. I see. So now, what's the journey been like from just having these skills? Obviously, maybe taking an interest in like the MMA scene globally, and then
I'm excited about that.
and then trying now to and starting it in Zambia and having it happen and having obviously maybe people oppose you and being like,
It won't work.
I don't like how that looks. Maybe people might say, no, maybe that's too much for us.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not our type of combat sports. Because in Zambia, you just have the base, like you said, it's boxing is probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
Biggest combat sport here. Then you have maybe a bit of kickboxing. Taekwondo, yes, taekwondo.
Yes, taekwondo.
You get those tournaments in schools and whatever, but they're very controlled. There's always a ref really nearby to make sure that your kicks or your
Every combat sport has a ref.
yeah, man. But we watch those MMA games, man. Some hits they hit, some hits they hit.
They hit for
Some
sure.
hits they hit, but
Yeah, it's interesting.
so how did you start, man? How did you start? Who did you start with? How did you take this to? How did you
The
make
next
a
level.
cage? How did you make a cage in Zambia?
Okay, that one there was an association in Lusaka already.
Nice.
Yeah, the guys that started, I think there was the current association president and one of the karate guys. He's also in MMA. What's his name? Philemon. Yeah, and Benjamin Bush and other people. They started that in Lusaka. So then I reached out to Bush on social media, on WhatsApp, on Facebook. First, hey, we chat. There's this thing. There was no, we'll be having an event for all styles. That's how it was. It was just all styles. We're going to have a boxer, a karateka, a judoka, everybody fighting. They said, oh, interesting. So I'm going to fight against anyone? They said, yeah, okay. By then, I was only coming from, I was only doing taekwondo and a bit of boxing.
Was that exciting? Was that exciting for
For
you?
you.
To be
Yeah,
like,
you know.
never
it was-
fought with, you know?
You know, because you have to put your skills to tests. You know? So it was exciting. So I talked to the guys. Yeah, guys, there's this thing that is coming. It's an open tournament. Then they postponed it. Then reached out to the team. Yeah, Master J. Talked to Coach Mao. The guys, when we all started as a team, it was me, James, the Holy Warrior. And Chewe, Knuckles, and Coach Mao and Master J. We started that. That was us. And then the rest of the team from Taekwondo started coming in. So when they postponed the tournament, I don't know why, but like a couple months down, again they postponed it. So we now started to train more into wrestling and conditioning because we came from kicking only, So because we know we're going to fight against grapplers and wrestlers, so we had to start going, doing some defense and everything. And then the time came, we went to Lusaka. They had properly gotten a permit, the cage was there, everything was organized. And so, okay, interesting. All I knew was I'm going to kick.
Oh yeah, he just had
Because
it.
that's
He
how
had
I
it
knew it's
one
how to kick and
time.
punch.
One time.
And I'll try and not wrestle because I wasn't really good at wrestling at that time. Yeah, so we went there, Lusaka, 2 days. The tournament came. Everybody was matched up. Say this one, that one, that one. This club, this club, this club, this club. There was 4 gyms. There was us, Kopala Warriors. There was Ulemu. There was City Fights, CFC, that's City Fights Club. And there was, I think, Gladiator. Yeah, there was like 4. Yeah, there was 4 clubs. So we had to fight amongst us. Then my time came. That was my debut.
Yeah, we're all waiting for this part.
Yeah, that was my debut. Walked into the cage, the guys, the music, the loud noises, and
The
everything,
cheers.
the lights, the cheers, and people shouting all sorts of things. Hey, Mupaye! Hey! Such things. I'm like, that party.
Hey, Ghana, crazy.
Yeah, so the match started, the cage was locked. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you're like, and you're
Oh,
like,
this
you're
is
like,
real. There's no way
yeah.
out, because I'm used fighting on the mat, kick, pa, 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 move around. Then there's nowhere to run to. Okay, let's go. We started exchanging each other, pa, pa, and I was more aggressive in that fight. I attacked more because I used more of my legs. I wanted to just keep the distance.
Yeah.
And then go the
The
second
person you're
round.
fighting, did you know his
background?
his
Yeah,
speciality
he used
or-
to. He had been practicing for like 5 years jiu-jitsu, but he used to do karate. He used to do karate. Some short, not kyokushin. Yeah, so he was a kickboxer from karate, and then he had trained in jiu-jitsu for a long time, the wrestling and stuff. And I didn't have any training in wrestling like he did. So he saw that he was not going to catch up on standing. So
Yeah.
hit him. Yeah, I hit him. Then he fell. So trying to rush in, and then he's coming up, and then he tackled me, went to the ground. I had a grip on him, locked his head, but then the sweat, because it was so hot, and then dude slipped because he was there, and he had more technique than me at that time when it comes to wrestling. So he slipped out. I had him in a headlock, but then he slipped out, and then he caught my neck. Yeah, he caught me in a rear naked choke, and he was losing that fight. But then he punched me in the back of the head. I don't know why the ref didn't say that.
Yeah.
But went to a rear naked choke, and he won by rear naked choke. I tapped. That was my first, and I was like, what the hell? I was shocked. Yeah, but then I got up. I was like, I've not been hit. I can't feel anything on my body. He was messed, like tired.
So he took more damage, but
Yeah.
just because of
Yeah.
that
And I
maneuver.
kind of injured his rib. Yeah, with one of my kicks. I kind of injured his rib. That was a side kick. Yeah, got him good twice. And that's the nickname Bone Breaker.
Yeah.
I lost
Bone-
my
Mr.
my
Bone
debut.
Yeah, Mr. Bone Breaker.
I lost my debut fight.
So, like,
And
all
that
this-
was a learning point.
all this is happening. All this is happening. Great story. Great story. So all this is happening. What's happening at home, man? Is this? Do you have the
Approval
this,
from
this
the
support? Are your parents?
Did
just
your
like,
mom even allow you
Yeah.
to do this?
Was your dad the one in the crowd saying "Mupa, hey"?
Hey, cheering you on, yeah?
Or are they just like?
I feel my parents would do that.
No. My parents were in Kitwe, and we traveled to Lusaka. I'm a Kitwe man.
Yeah.
Kopala for life.
Yeah.
But my dad, because he was in the military for a long time, so and growing up, he didn't want me. Growing up, he didn't want me to do any of these martial arts and everything. Because he was
Okay.
like, watch Fukushi-san. One mood.
Type of your mood.
Yeah, then I was like, I should have told me when you're 5 years. But
Right?
when they heard that I'm going to fight, they were like, okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wait.
And then the only thing they
That's
coach
it?
you,
They just said,
yeah, the only coach asked, yeah,
I guess.
did you win? Yeah, and I said, no, I didn't win. But how are you? I'm okay. I don't know about the other guy. My parents have believed in me more than anyone. Even
Shout out to family.
even when I didn't believe in myself, my dad, my mom, if I say I want to do this, I have their 100% support.
Yeah.
They'll guide me, they'll counsel me. Okay, this and this is. But hope they don't mess your pretty face. Yeah, but my dad was in support, and he still supports. He was like, you know what? I think even your brothers and cousins should take up what you're doing.
That's amazing.
That's
That's
amazing,
amazing. Sometimes I feel like sometimes the best support your parents can give you really
Just-
okay.
Okay.
Sometimes
That's all.
you know,
It really doesn't have to.
no, not understand. Just be like, so what are you doing? Wait, I want to start selling maize. Wait, we want to start selling maize. We buy from the. Okay.
I think that's all that.
sometimes.
That's what sometimes.
We
I
really
think
need
most of
that.
the times that's what you need. Because the time I was at Nancy school, I used to play rugby. Grew up playing rugby. Grew up.
Warrior.
I started very young. I was like 4 at Diggers. I was young. 5. I used to go for trainings. Like my parents would always support me to go and play rugby. And they knew rugby is dangerous. My mom would be like, should I feel muy punka ora? Toka kwanto ke wabwera ku training. Short dislocated. Mbafshe karipa. But then I'd be like, for Mwasala. But deep down, I was like, I would remember when my grandmother would come and watch me training in the backyard.
Yeah.
I'm with my brother, Maybin, and my friend Richie, and a few
He
guys.
picked on the smaller guys.
No.
Just
They're
to make
not
training
small. They're
easy.
not small. They're small. Richie's also big. Even okay, maybe he's smaller than me, but he's flexible.
Fit.
Yeah. My grandmother would come there, sit, watch us, and they would be like, "Remember, do what your father used to do like that." Because little did I know that my father was a kickboxer. I learned that 2 years ago.
Wow.
2 years ago, and I've been doing this for
All this time, man, them
I didn't know.
couldn't be
Yeah.
And he couldn't tell me. And
Man,
the
them
person
couldn't
that
just
told
be
me
like,
was my
hey,
older
I
brother.
also used to.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was like, oh, wow. So
But
it's,
it's weird, man.
Yeah. What would you say, Mapalo?
1 minute still break time.
Yeah. Mapalo, yeah.
What?
My dad used to sell pink salt.
Action.
All right. So, Mr. Paul. So that's happened. That was 2021.
yeah, that was 2020.
Okay. So now, obviously, first of its kind event happening. How were the crowds? What's the question here is like, what's the direction now? Now in 2025, what's the direction of mixed martial arts in Zambia?
It's grown. It's grown remarkably. We have 2 guys that are pros. They're in the EFC, the Extreme Fight Championship in South Africa.
Yeah.
And we've had good representation at
National level.
the African Championship and some also the Worlds last year. And at least every year we are having 1 or 2 events, and I'm impressed with the numbers. You know,
The crowd.
at least more clubs are forming, and clubs are growing. You know, like for us, we started with just four of us.
Yeah.
But when you come to our club, there's loads. I'd say Kopala Warriors. We've really grown big. We're doing the boxing separately. We have an academy for children, like the juniors that are below the age of 18, that are 16, coming downwards.
Yeah.
We teach them boxing.
16.
Yeah, even street kids. For MMA, we have a lot of guys. We even have ladies that come sometimes to train. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It can only be Kopala ladies.
Surprisingly, we have people. Kopala Warriors is for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of your creed, race, white, black, Chinese, you know, everyone. We're good.
Yeah,
And we are growing, Yeah, and the guys also in Lusaka, the clubs. There's like 2-3 clubs there. You find that are also doing the same. They're training kids.
Yeah.
Because what we're looking at is, let's say in the next 5 years I retire, which
Very unlikely.
I'm not going to fight for forever. Maybe
Yeah.
the next 5 years or 8 years I retire, and the guys that I started that are
dares
in my
challenge
class
him?
that we started with, we retire. Who's going to take after?
Yeah.
So we have kids that are grooming in MMA.
Okay.
Let's give him Mortal Kombat.
How do you think we can get Zambia onto the world stage? What are the more like these
odds.
professional, not professional wrestling, but wrestling, like Olympics wrestling? I see that in other countries, and in some places it's one of the more, I'll say, prestigious combat sports. Like actual wrestling, you sit in, like,
a huge hall, whatever.
like the universities, like in the States, and that kind of wrestling, it's a national thing. And
PCBU.
PCBU. So, like, what do you think?
Is the direction.
What do you think that's something that would be well accepted in Zambia to say, let's start training like wrestling?
In universities.
Like in the circle, wrestling, the circle. Is that something that would bring?
It is.
Yeah?
As we're speaking, I know there are talks going on back, and very soon some things are going to come to light of the Wrestling Association, the Boxing Association, the martial arts world. It's unfortunate in our country we only focus on football, and we think that's the only sport.
Yeah.
Yet, but one day no, for real. I'm not even going to say this off the record. The government and everyone in the country, we've put so much concentration and money into football, yet the results are not that good.
Yeah.
But when you look at us who are in individual sports, the boxing, the taekwondo, the karate, the judo, the tennis,
and
we
the
bring the
inputs
medals.
and the input.
Yeah.
The input compared to a whole football team.
You have
compared to just like, let's train a couple
you have
of
these guys who are what, 22 of them or 11 who go there, they get paid a lot of money and they lose.
Yeah.
But then there is us who are individual sports.
Put your life
We
on the line
bring
for the country.
We bring medals to our
Gold.
country. Gold medals, silver, bronze, a medal. To win a medal at the African Games, to win a medal at the Olympics, to win a game at the Birmingham Games, it's not a small thing. But you have guys from boxing that bring medals, from taekwondo, from karate, from judo, from squash. But look at what we get.
Athletics, we've got
Athletics,
runners.
we've got runners. But
We've got.
I think that's something that we as the people in the country should shift. Look at it. Say, look, these guys are not just lifting the country, the name of the country. There's records of Zambia in these sports internationally as compared to football.
Okay.
So
that we don't even publicize.
Yes,
that we don't publicize.
It's so sad.
We don't even see it in the paper.
It's so sad.
But Popo loses, and it's like front page, like
Throughout, why are we celebrating
but
a
you
lot?
Headlines.
You even have chess champions in Zambia. People are
Big.
going out of the country, playing chess
And
doing numbers in other countries.
But I know it's because of politics and whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sport, especially martial arts is very beneficial to the individual that is doing that and to the community. Because now you have a disciplined and a focused individual. Now multiply that in tens. If the whole in the community you have 10 people that are disciplined and focused from the trainings that they undergo in martial arts, boxing, taekwondo, karate, all of these martial arts, MMA, and we take that into society. We contribute to the development of our communities.
No, that's
Yes,
true, man.
yeah.
Because I know there's so many young people, boys and girls, but I'll say especially boys, because they're the ones we usually blame for having a rowdy behavior. We just need like an outlet,
That's
a
all.
positive outlet.
That's all.
Get some energy off and learn some lessons, because there are always lessons about
lot.
how do you use these hands. These people call them weapons. Others would say they're just tools, right? Because it's not about winning the fight. It's about mastering an art, and that art is perfected by perfecting your body, your skills,
Health.
your discipline, your health. There's so much going on. And you're right. The government is not doing as much as they could for these other sports. we were not introducing them, because I know there are a lot of people who are around who would do this. Some would even do it for free.
Yeah.
Others,
A lot.
because you train
It's
someone,
passion.
that person, and you train each other.
Yeah.
A master will be a master in an art will be able to let's say maybe grant you a particular belt, right? And then you reach a point where you're a master and you can continue that. So it's just
Train
being
more.
taught
Yeah.
throughout the community and all of that.
I think for me, the way I define martial arts, it's more of a self-discovery. Yeah, because you discover who you are and how you're going to lead your life.
Okay. Not self-defense.
No, not
self-discovery.
self-defense and the fight.
It's all part of the package.
That's put that in the back. It's just like a byproduct. But
Okay.
the things that
The
we
main
learn
focus. Yeah.
is how to be a better man in society. How to be a good person. Be it
You
comes
hear
to
that, Mapalo?
relationships, comes to business, comes to work. I'll give you this scenario. If maybe you try this, hang around footballers, hang around rugby players, hang around boxers, hang around karatekas, or just trained guys, and feel the energy around when you're with those people, and then see how most of them conduct their day-to-day lives and how they treat other people. Respect. It is the people that are not trained mostly.
Majanki.
Majanki, I will know the time to drink and when not to drink because I have training, And so if we can do that, for the kids and everybody else, and if it's not the government per se, it's us, the people. If we can take an interest in this, let's say when there's a Taekwondo tournament that's going to be at YMCA in town, or at Bucho, or at Baganda Center, or maybe at ECA or any place, and they've advertised it. But people are not going, they're not interested in wanting to go and see, right? But if you see that advert, take in, go and see what's going on. Yes, you'll be seeing the fight and everything, but someone from watching there will take an interest and they will learn one or two things.
And they'll ask. Someone will go with their dad and be like, hey, I want to learn. And you'd be like, oh.
So I feel sometimes dad would be so defended, like, so okay, say Puma.
Yeah, I think there's the stigma is there.
It's always
the
So it's there
stigma
to say
is
like,
there,
no,
so.
we're creating a violent child. Just like
He's gonna do this.
But the truth of the matter,
Hey.
but the truth of the matter is, you don't need to know martial arts to hurt someone.
No.
At all.
Yeah, you don't need to know martial arts to hurt someone, to end someone's life. You don't need any of those skills. But the goodness is
the guys that are killing people, they're not trained.
They're not martial artists. They've got there's no discipline in
The
them.
guys that
There's
are
no-
brutal,
there's no self-control.
that are brutalizing their women, they're not trained. I can never put my hands on a woman or anyone.
Yeah. Because you can go to the gym, become a strong person.
Yeah.
You can be physically stronger than him, right?
Yeah.
But there's no lesson, there's no discipline, there's no
guidance.
there's no guidance, there's no mentorship, because a lot of martial arts comes with that. You make a bond with your trainer, your master. It becomes your friend, becomes a figure in your community, and you can look to, because I know this relationship you have with your masters, it doesn't just end in training.
It's family.
It's bigger than that. It's family. You see, when you see us as Kopala Warriors and Kid YMCA Rangers, when you see us, you'd be like, are you guys just fighters or you're blood related? We look out for each other.
Always.
We know you're not just my training partner. You're not just helping me to become a good fighter or a good athlete. You're there as a brother. You help me. I also help you when you're in need. And that's something that I've not gotten from other people. But with the guys that we train with, my masters, my coach, my friends, it's one phone call away. You create that family. Yeah, and that's what men need. Boys need.
Boys.
Definitely.
Yeah, because
But guy.
But now
there's all this in the social media
Of
about
just
how men are
idle.
dangerous and
Yeah.
how that and all of that, and I agree. Like, there's potential for harm, and
there's potential for good.
there's potential for so much
much
good.
more.
Yeah, people never talk about that. People never talk about the potential for good in men.
Would you say, with the fact that you learned this sport, you found the love of your life?
Okay, so today's Valentine's.
It's a good one, yeah?
Okay,
Yeah.
Sports.
Do you think without MMA, you would have found her? Or met her?
I think I still would have.
You
Even,
think so?
even without, I still would have.
Okay.
You know.
You treasured.
I'm on soulmates.
I still would have found her either way.
So before we go to the end, we're going to play a little game here. So I want to see what you think about other disciplines, right? So and I'm going to mention a form of martial arts, and you're going to just say the first word that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to hear. Okay. So
Really?
yeah. So get ready. You have to answer quick.
According to Zambians that I've seen.
No,
or
just you. Just you. Your personal opinion, but in
Guys.
one word.
Guys, do you want me to?
Just one word. One word. So
Okay.
I'll start. Get close to the mic. So
For the sports or outside, in general, or just the sport?
I'm going to mention like a discipline. The discipline or sport, whichever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with kung fu. One word.
Speed.
Speed. Okay. Okay. Muay Thai.
Conditioning.
Conditioning.
Yeah, those guys are conditioned. One kick from a Muay Thai guy, one elbow, you're out.
Kickboxing.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu.
Tries. It's okay.
Wow.
Tries.
Wow. Tries.
It
Tries.
It has-
Just when it tries.
Okay. Professional wrestling.
That's
WWE. Professional wrestling.
WWE.
Yeah.
That's good.
One word.
Yeah. One word.
That's trash.
Ah!
So now we're
Come
ready.
on, the spear.
Now we're ready. Yeah. All right. I think we're coming to the
No, let's go. Bring them.
Okay. Okay. Which one you got? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know. Our producer has reminded us that on top of being a man of the arts, the physical arts,
Yeah.
you are also up and coming figure in the political arena. Yeah. You fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're fighting more than one battle.
Kopala, you need you need to put certain things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, you can't run away from who you are. That's one thing.
Activism.
Yeah, I would say more of an activist than just politics. I've grown up in the political arena. Yeah, I started really young. They picked me. I didn't pick them. Yeah, they picked me. Even when I was in high school, they would involve me in some
Real
community
issues.
work. Yeah, real issues. Yeah, because when I was in high school, I was deputy head boy at Kitwe Basic. Then I was a school council president at Kitwe Boys. Then he's been at CBU. I was part of the Congress. Yeah, so the community said, okay, we've seen what this young man can do. And I would speak out for the community. Not just speak, but I would do things. When there's a problem, water issues, roads being damaged, I will not just sit on it. I have a problem staying away from something wrong that I know that nobody's doing anything about. I have a problem staying away from such a thing. I'll stand. And
A problem's got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 2019, I came back from Lusaka. I found there was water crisis in Nkana West. I was staying with my parents then. Then 2020, I was like, okay, you know what? Enough. Can't be paying bills for water and
It's not there.
it's not there. When it comes, it's just air. And it's dirty and people are catching dysentery, cholera and all these things. So I led the movement with the guys, my brothers. That was my brother Waku, Mtamba, Brian, Dodo. Yeah, and as homeboy, a friend of mine, Bope, and I think it was like 3 or 4 or 5 of us. So we petitioned against the water utility company, and I led the team, and as we would go around, some would mock us, why are you doing this? We're pushing sapato, mkwenda. Man, but if you know it. I was like, look, I've grown up in this community. I've seen how it was and how it's gone now, and I'm afraid of where it might go. So I'm not going to sit back and have us pay for a service that is poor. So we went against the water utility company. That's Nkana Water, yeah. That was 2020. And because people are being priced
ridiculous
amounts. I know they might come for me and say all this, and I have everything on paper, and they still do as well. So we went towards them, presented our petition. We had more than 1,000 signatures from the whole community, and everybody saw that what we had done was good, and they said this team can represent us well. Yeah, but we sat with the board. We discussed, came to an agreement, and as we left in a couple of hours, there was change.
Wow.
Yeah, the impact was felt. The water, people started receiving their bills correctly, being notified, and people had water, and people said, okay, if this young man can do this, what more can he do for us? We also did the same thing towards ZESCO and the city council, because I believe it's just people don't have the right education on who we are and what we are in this place that we live. The earth is ours. The country is more important than anyone. The land that is the country, it is more important than anyone. And once people get to learn that, they will learn to take care of the environment. And it's not in the hands of an MP, councillor, mayor, president, minister to take care of it. It's mine. I'm going back to this earth. So I have to take care of it. I came from it, so I have to take care of it, even though some of us came from the sun. Yeah. So that's how it started. But before that, I was part of a political party. I was the youngest youth chairman, constituency youth chairman in the whole country. That was, I think, 2015, 2016, 2017. I stayed in office for 4 years. The term was 3 years, but I stayed for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they fought me, politics, how it is here and there. Why show you? Nishala beda pa. Nishu machala tashan. Because they have this thing in Zambia. Tu mwache te touch te fintu. Kano kakwa te para ne nemfui. Ne churufumo.
Talimona no kumona.
Then arensha fumoto ke chukuru. Ale even piasha abantu then they'll think, oh, wala bomboy. But when I was there as the youth chairman, we made positive impact to the party that was there at that time, and they made it. They made it. I don't have to ask or cry about what I didn't get out of it. It's not about what I'm gaining. It's my contribution. And then I left, and they came back to me again in 2020. No, come, Isas, nobody before women as a councillor. I said, guys, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter, and I'm a lover.
I mean,
who wouldn't love a man as diverse?
Diverse,
and as exposed as Mr. Foray. He's a fighter.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Just chill.
Yeah. So,
you think he's got a heart? He's got an octagon, my guy.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
So that was that. Then but they did me bad. They again flipped, because that's how politics is.
Yeah.
It's, they come to you, you save them. They flipped the pages against me and said, "I show you, because everybody wants a puppet. Everybody wants somebody that's going to say yes, bwana." But I'm not that kind of person. I do things from my heart and with my heart. So when I find that something is wrong, I'm not going to stay there and to say, you're a boss now and that. I said, no. You're a leader, not a boss. And I'm also a leader in my community. And I had to stand independent. People came to my mother's house, said,
This
"Therefore,
guy, he must."
And in all honesty, I'm saying this for those that do not know, I didn't spend my money.
The people did.
I think maybe it was like 1,000 kwacha. Yeah, but people said, look,
We don't care.
all we want is you,
There.
the son of this community, who's shown us the way what can be done. Because I believe a leader demonstrates the possibilities.
Oh yeah.
And so people contributed. They said, okay, it does not matter. What we want is for you to be there to represent us. I said, okay. I created a vision of what would be best for our community. And some guys, they were MPs, they stole my manifesto, saying things, but they failed to deliver that, because they didn't have the heart for it. They just heard, we know from my vibe. But then I would get insults from even some people from the community. I'm like, oh, really? And that became a big deal because people somehow, intellect-wise, were different. So I stood independent, and I came out 3rd out of 5. Yeah, so the first was the ruling part, the party that is in administration now. And then there was their predecessors, the ones who was second. Then it was me, and then there was another independent and then another person. And so guys were like, my job don't say. Yeah, so I'm like, no, it's not me, it's
The people.
the community. It's the community. And if only we can encourage young people below the age of 30, 25, these ages. Because I only take advice from young people. Because they're the ones with the ideas.
That's a
Many
bold
old
statement.
people
That's a good
don't
one.
have ideas. They don't create. They have regrets. They have shame. They have anger. They have frustration. So you get this from young people, kids. Hang around with kids. Those brilliant ideas that comes from kids. Okay, this is workable, and work on it.
Yeah.
When you look at the forefathers in this country or continent of Africa. I mean, I see Africa as one country. Be it the Kenneth Kaunda, the Mandela, the Kwame Nkrumah, the Haile Selassie. These guys were not 40. They were not 50. They were 21.
They were in their 20s.
They were 25. They were 18. They had a vision and they had a heart. So if we can put that heart in the guys that we have, 30 now, and then there are kids that are our young brothers who are 21. I know they're doing is twerking and
Then,
and
TikTok
sipping
dances.
lean and doing all those things. It's a dead end. So that drove me as a young boy. When I read about the Kwame Nkrumah, the Kenneth Kaunda, these guys, what they did. And I looked at the age that they were at, like the late, what's his name? Venon Mwanga. He was the youngest.
Vice President?
No, he was the youngest in the KK administration.
Yeah.
He was like 16 or 21. He was the youngest. Now imagine, this man is that old.
Yeah.
I will not say young because he was old. 21, that's a grown man. He's lived a quarter of his life.
That's true.
True.
Yeah. At that time.
At that time. Yeah.
Now that the mortality rate has dropped,
Yeah.
21, you've lived, I think, half of your life.
Fair. It's fair.
That's
fair,
a quarter. So if somebody's at that age and they're thinking, let's support them. And I took that inspiration from those guys. I said, you know what? These people are fighting, and they did all this for us. What am I going to leave on this earth? And like why one of these philosophers, ancient philosophers, said the first step to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. It's what you contribute.
What you contribute.
Yeah. So that's my political arena. That's how I got in, but then I said, what, let me back off. The elections are over. I can still contribute towards the community.
In a much different way.
In a different way. I don't have to be the office bearer, the public office bearer. If the public office bearer does not want to heed to our council, we'll leave him be.
You come knocking at the doors.
You come knocking at the door. It's just, next
Fists and all.
But
man. Someone show me where to vote, man. You have my vote. I'm not in your constituency, man. But I'll shift. I'll move into your constituency. Man. I'm moving.
No, right now we're focused on the sport and the business, because the political arena is
it's hot. Yeah, a bit more intense than the actual cage, huh?
if you've lived and survived in the cage, there's nothing that can harm you. Because you go to war, it's like a soldier that's come back from war. There's nothing that's going to stop that person, you know. The only way out there is you being alive. Yeah, so yeah, the political arena, it's a battlefield.
That's fair.
Which shouldn't be.
All right.
Yeah. But
Okay.
political wise, still to make up my mind, because time, family, business, work, and sports, you can't do everything all at once. You need to set priorities. Yeah. Let's say if I'm going to be councillor and I'm fighting every now and then, and I have a business outside town, how am I going to manage?
How are you going to manage
the
that?
community? So I have to weigh. People have been going to my parents' house and telling them, no, trefa po akemine, bankolomba, trefa bankolomba bakemine na kabiri. Yeah, and even sometimes when they see me, they'll be like, honorable trefa, the next time in Mwewa sana.
Yeah, you're just like, we don't know, guys.
I remember saying something to them. I said, I'll say it like I said, mbomfieni nomba, erondirina makaya, nomtimani nshita. Because later on, you do not know what the universe holds in stock for me.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very
That's
true.
true. That's true. That's true. And on that note right there,
Ladies and gentlemen,
we end this segment, and that again, Mr. Paul Nkolomba. Amazing, as you've seen, man. Diverse man, a man of many walks.
Many.
Seen a lot of things at this age, man. I think you so far, you've got some rich experience under your belt.
very.
And I hope that the spirit that you've got going on right now will keep on going. I'm definitely going to attend the next events, the next combat sports events in Kitwe.
We have to be there.
Yeah,
to be there.
very soon. Maybe in the next 2-3 months, we're most likely to host at Baganda Center, Kopala Warriors, boxing tournaments or MMA tournament. So whenever you guys see on social media, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, and you see posters around town say Kopala 1, Kopala 2, Kopala 3, the boxing tournament or MMA event. I'm down for Pakembi Padia. Come guys, come support your brothers, come support your people. Come see the future champions. Yeah, we're making champions that are going to raise the flag of Zambia high.
Amazing. Mr. Paul, thanks for coming through.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
All right. I'm Witu. This is Chanda.
sure.
See you next time on the Shimi Podcast.
Kopala Kuchalo.